All right, everyone. Thank you for any patience and everyone waiting. We had some technical issues here. Of course, us being so well versed in technology, or just me, I was all my fault anyway. But thank you all for tuning in. Great presentation we have for bikini wellness. We took some questions off of Instagram for just what are problems you're facing in the bikini and wellness world, and coaches I wanted to have that came on, which are our J3 coaches that have a real niche in bikini and wellness, or Bo Johnson and Neto Donetti. Did I say their last name right? No,
Donati. Yes, it's almost
Donati.
right.
Donati. Cool. So yeah, these guys primarily coach bikini and wellness, so they have great insights into all these topics, off-season, contest prep, and peak week, which we want to dive into these questions and give you some insights. And as we're going, you're welcome to put in some other questions to the chat, and if the other coaches aren't answering a question, they can maybe type in some responses for you too. Throughout this, if you ever have interest too, j3ucoaching.com, that's where you can apply and get working with one of these coaches as well. But we won't keep you waiting any longer. We'll dive into our first question for Neto, which was how to program training for a hyper glute focus.
Okay. Usually when I have like a client starting, it's a common mistake that I see. It's I ask for like the bikini or the wellness client, what's their training split? And sometimes it's funny, John, because their training programs are like 3 upper body days and 2 lower body days. And this happens a lot. And sometimes I think, man, how will want to be like a wellness, which has like bigger legs than upper body, but she's doing 3 upper body days and 2 lower body days. That doesn't make any sense. So talking about just training split, I like to have more lower body days and glutes than upper body. And let's say 3 lower bodies to 2 upper bodies. This will be like really conventional. This is what happens the most. Of course, there is like some exceptions. And just talking about glute development, it's like any other muscle. So we want to hit the glutes when they are like fully stretched and fully contracted. So when you want to target the glutes when they're lengthened, usually we want to hit the lower portion of the glutes, the tie-ins that the girls want so much. So when you want to hit the lower portion of the glutes, I like to work with squat variations. And we can say, what squat? Usually the one that you connect the best with. You don't have to do like free away or just hack squats. See the one that you can progress the most during the time and stick to this exercise. And some leg press and RDL. This is the exercise that I really like to work the lower portion of the glutes. And of course, the variations like Bulgarian split squat, single leg press, and single leg RDL. This is the exercise that I really like to work, and you can get stronger during time. And to hit the upper portion of the glutes, I like to work with hip thrust. Of course, we can't get away without it, and some reverse back extension, focusing on glutes, and the kickbacks or cable kickbacks. Any exercise like this, and you can where you can shorten the glutes a lot, have this squeeze, uh, focusing maybe on pump, uh, something along those lines. And something that is really important for me when I see the front pose in wellness, we can see like the waist coming and getting tired, then boom, the glutes just grow. This is the glute medius, and we can work the glute medius to have this impression to have the smaller waist. So this is something that we need to consider in bodybuilding, and to hit glute medius, chair abductions, maybe cable abductions. This will be my go-to exercise to work for glutes. And there's another point that I want to talk about, especially the back shots. We want to have the teardrop, the tying really defined. So to have this 3D glutes, I like to work the adductors. because the adductors play a big role in the back shots to have these 3D glutes. And sometimes I hear people saying, "Oh, but if you squat really deep, if you have a full range of motion on leg press or squat, you will be hitting adductors." But I still want to have some isolated work for adductor. So this would be my main things to consider. And of course, you have to progress way over time, tracking the ways, make sure that you're getting stronger in these movements. And I guess that's basically the way that I like to work.
No, I think that's a great overview, Neto. I think a cool takeaway from that is that in when you look at actual wellness posing, is some people mistaken like parts of the glute in certain poses, like you mentioned in the front shot. A lot of people think like just train your like upper glute, which can be kind of hard to like just focus directly on it. But you're right, it's actually your glute medius. And so you
Mm-hmm,
don't hear many people say like, oh, yeah, I'm going to train my glute medius, right? It's like, also there might be specific exercises or ways you're lining up your kickbacks to be able to focus on this, or your abduction machine, right? And that was actually a neat one too, like to hear about training adductors directly for the lower like glute, inner carve out. I don't think a lot of people like think of that piece. So
mm-hmm.
insightful. Yeah,
Thank
very
you.
good. Um, we'll go ahead and jump to our next question. Les Bo, you had something else to add around the training piece.
No, I think you did a great job. I think we can jump on.